Why don't you just start out by telling us, which, by the way, Brianna is a holistic health coach and the founder of the Whole
Woman's Health Club.
Whole Women's Health Club. Whole Women's Health Club. And I just want to talk today with you about your story, like what really started this movement, and also, of course, tell people how they can join if they'd like to.
Yeah. So what led me to start this is I've been doing coaching for about a year and a half, and I've mainly worked with people one-on-one, and I really, really enjoy one-on-one, but I started my Facebook group maybe 8 months ago and just saw the beauty of community as well, in addition to supporting people one-on-one. And so I just thought it would be a really great idea to offer kind of a group setting to get both one-on-one coaching and group coaching. But really the why behind it, that's the logistical part. The why behind it was what I started to notice with my own health coaching clients. It became very holistic in nature, where we would start talking about nutrition and fitness, and then it just went off a lot of other places into their spiritual health, their emotional health, and especially their vocational and career health. Many of them saw kind of what I was doing, and they were just asking themselves the question, not only is the career they're in where they want to be, but what other things are they passionate about, and can they pursue them on the side? And it just felt like one client after the other. And so I was like, okay, well, this is very holistic. It's not just helping people in one area of life. So bringing purpose and business coaching for women as well, and that's just been amazing. And so really, I really wanted women to come and see that, yes, we need to take care of our body, we need to take care of our mind, we need to take care of our spirits, but these other things are important too. Like what they do every day is important, whether it's a business or a ministry. Because in my own personal life, that's what I've seen happen. I took care of my physical health by caring about my holistic health. And you'll read a little bit more of the story on the sales page itself, but you know, I was really lost, I would say, kind of like really felt victim to all of the diets out there, and just couldn't find anything that worked. I would like lose a little weight, gain it all back, plus some. And it's more so than the physical part of that was the mental shame that came with that, the guilt, the feeling of like, do I have self-control at all? And just a lot of internal emotions that wrapped around that. And so even when I got to a size that was actually really unhealthy for my body because I wasn't eating, I wasn't happy. And so it was almost like, what is going on? And then really going through a very stressful situation in my life, I kind of went to food for comfort, so like the opposite, and gained everything back plus some. And so it was just really seeing that there's more to this than what's physically happening. There's something going on behind the scenes. And it wasn't until I started to actually pursue my relationship with God more that I started to see what that was. I started to see, oh wow, I don't value myself like I say I do. Oh wow, you know, I say I'm a Christian, but am I really acting like what? All these different things. And when I started to just kind of let go and surrender and say, hey, I'm just going to do this thing and do it long term and enjoy it. That's when things changed. I didn't want to do like P90X my whole life or whatever. I just walked, I just ran, and I just made it about caring for my whole health and whole life. And so after going through that, really feeling a deep conviction of like, there are more people than just me. There are more women than just me that are going through this. So I have to help. And I was like, I'm not going back to school for 4 years. I just finished my accounting degree, my master's degree. And so I kind of found a school online that I could do while working and also practice while going to the online school. And I just fell in love with it. And I told myself, I'm going to do this full time in a year. I don't care what happens. I just need to. And it was very hard to get there, but I did. Within like a year and a month, I went full time in coaching and now offer that to other women. But I just noticed that I love working one-on-one with women, but not everyone's ready for that. Some people are looking just for accountability or a small community. And so this is just a way to offer them that as well.
I love that. What a beautiful answer. And would you say, maybe you already answered it, but would you say that's the reason you became a holistic health coach?
Yes.
Or what made you choose the like holistic route?
I think I think by nature, I am really passionate about nutrition because that's where it started, just finding a way of eating that's sustainable while eating real food, not worrying about calories, not worrying about 100-calorie Oreo pack or whatever, just like eating real food. And so that's how it starts, because I do believe it starts with food. I believe a lot of the emotions we face, a lot of the physical things such as skin and hair does start with food. So I like starting with that, and I like when people come to me with that. But I always challenge them deeper, because a lot of our choices that we make around food and around exercise are influenced by so many other things. And so I think just telling people that I really help look at the holistic picture gives them a frame of reference, so that when we're starting talking about that, they're not like surprised that I'm asking them about their career or stress levels or family, And so, yeah, I think I tried to run away from it, though. I think I tried to be like, oh, no, I should focus on this or that. And then I just came back to a point where it's like, this is what I'm about, because this is my story and this is the way that I have found freedom. And so I need to just be able to offer the same thing.
I love that. So it sounds like kind of starting with the health, but then like being holistic from there, right? Like, so entering with the health, but then also like helping people be healthy in all the areas of their life.
Yeah. Because I think a part of it is that I feel like people just don't know that it's okay to invest in those other areas. I think we're told we need to make a certain amount of money, have a certain career, and we're told we need to eat well and exercise. Everyone knows that. And so they're like, this is what I should do. I should do this. It's summer, it's fall, or whatever. Then they start, like, when I present to them things about loving yourself and loving your body, it's like a breath of fresh air, like a space to finally say, oh, wow, this has been an issue all my life. And it's okay that I talk about this. It's okay that I hire someone to help me through it. I'm like, yes, it's okay. You should, actually. And so it's almost like giving people permission to care for themselves holistically as well.
So beautiful. So tell us more too about how your passion for that turned into this solution of a really ultra affordable, ultra supportive like membership community.
Yeah, so I am a part of different masterminds and membership communities, and I just kind of saw a model. I'm going to be honest, I never saw myself starting a membership community. I thought that was just something for people who like had it figured out and could offer that sort of stuff. But as I researched more about it, I saw different people saying like, it's not just about the content, it is about the community. Because I think we feel, especially in entrepreneur world, we just need to give people information because that's going to show our expertise, that's going to show our credibility. But I just recognized that, hey, I actually do love that though. I love teaching, I love creating content, and I love creating videos. And so I realized that actually I had like a year's worth of that material and I wasn't doing anything with it, but people had been affected by it because what I had been doing was doing that plus the community. So it's like, what if I can mesh these two together where people could get training, get understanding, but get someone to talk it through with more than just me, because I don't want people to be relying on just me. That's just bad. I want people to empower to have community in that and have other people who are going through it too. And what I've seen in these other membership communities, that people are raw and open. And in my public group, people can be raw and open, but not the same. And I was just shocked at some of the things that, people in my mastermind or other membership communities are posting. I'm like, oh, it's okay that we post that. It's okay that we say that it's a struggle. And so I think just giving people a space to get everything in one go. They will get access to me one-on-one virtually. There will be some group coaching. There will be an accountability partner. There will be trainings available. And what I want people to know is that whatever they need from it, take from it. You do not have to do everything that's there. It's kind of like, what are you at in this season of life? Is it just that you need people to support you? So post in the group. Do you need to learn a little bit about food? And so I just wanted to have all the things that I naturally enjoy and people have told me that has been helpful for them in one place so that they could get that full support.
And what phase of their health journey do you feel like this would be a best fit for women? Like the woman that has no idea and has never done any education around being healthy, or the person that kind of already knows but just wants support around keeping healthy? Like, who would you say this is best for?
I would say for both. I do think, and what I plan to do is really be, because I want to match people up with accountability partners that are in their similar stage, or if they're looking, because I had someone tell me, I actually want someone who's further along than me to support me, right? And so I do think it's women that actually have maybe taken some sort of step to care for their health in some way at their point in life, but they're kind of just lost. Like, what do I actually do? Like, what should I actually care about? Because I'm told I should do this, told I should do that, and then I don't end up doing any of it because it's exhausting. I think it's just women who are ready to take care of their health and do it slowly and implement one thing at a time. This is not a quick fix community. It's open indefinitely, right? So it's not like come in for 1 month and you get everything sorted out. Like, no. It's more so like, okay, we're going to work on one thing at one time. And, I do still offer one-on-one coaching. So even if the women are like, I'm maybe interested in one-on-one coaching, but I'm not sure yet, join this community and then, figure it out. And if along the way you see there's specific areas that you want help in your physical health, in your emotional health, or maybe even your vocational health, we can talk further about that. So.
I love that. So run us through like a little bit of like, okay, if I join the club, and when does it kick off?
Monday, so a week from now.
Wow, Monday. So if I join the club, what can I expect starting Monday and like the first month of July?
Yeah, so July is definitely going to be a month where it's really getting to know each other and getting to know where each person is at, so that going forward in August, September, and the rest of the year, I can cater everything towards the people. So starting on Monday, though, people will have access to all trainings, more series even of trainings and resources, as well as they'll have access to the Facebook group where we can just start to really get to know each other the first week. And then we will, it will just be a space to the first week is definitely starting to get to know each other, Facebook group, the trainings, and then eventually applying for the coaching calls, saying what sort of things you want to learn. What area of health are you most concerned about? So we can start to go from there.
And what are those trainings that you're talking about? Like, what trainings do they have access to?
So I've kind of in all 7 of the 7 pillars of health is what I call it: spiritual, emotional, vocational, mental, physical, relational, financial, and there's 7. I always get lost. I do have some sort of either that guest experts have actually shared on. I've taught of the importance of spiritual health, or series that I've done. So some of the series I did a series back in May called the No Floss series, and it's really about mindset and restore a relationship with food, your body, and yourself. There's a 5-part video series with worksheets. And then there's another one around purpose, 7-part series around catalyzing your purpose, and all the different stages of discovering, pursuing, and thriving in that, with videos and worksheets. There's ones around I had a business group at one point, so it was building your tribe, a 7-part series of if you're starting any new thing and you want to build your list or emails, like how do you do that? And then different trainings around physical health, and so I do a lot of that around essential oils, around Whole30, eating real whole foods. There's a fitness plan, a really basic one, recipe guides, as well as just different things around I have a friend who's she's similar to me, accountant and health coach, and she married them together. And so there's a training on finances and how that helps your health too. So about 12 of those, yeah.
It's like wherever you're needing a tune-up, you can just go in when you need it. And talk to us too. I know a lot of women are interested in the Whole30, which is totally your zone. Like you are the person to go to for Whole30. So tell us, if someone's interested in trying the Whole30, is this a good community that would support them in that? And what sort of resources will they get around trying the Whole30?
Yeah. So Whole30, I have a basic training right now that's on the membership site around what the Whole30 is, why you should do it, and the basic things you do. But honestly, there's a lot of people, depending on your level of how much you need support. So there's some people that watch that, read up on it, and okay, good to do it on my own. But a lot of people will come and watch that training or listen about it and say, I want someone to help me one-on-one through that. Just because every single person is different in their lifestyle. Like if you're very busy, how you do Whole30 is going to be different than someone can cook every day. And so that's when if someone really wants a lot of support around that, I would recommend them doing my Whole30 package that I have, which is like a 6-week package with 3 different coaching sessions and an email course to go with that. But definitely if they're more so hands on their own, like I'm going to do it, it's definitely a place to still get support as well.
Beautiful. So let's see, what other questions do I have for you? Yeah, what are you hoping, because I know that you also do live, do you do live coaching calls in the community too?
Yeah, we're going to do those as well.
So tell us about those too.
Mm-hmm. So I've seen it done different ways. You have a group coaching call where 6 people can join, and I just feel like for me, I want to do something called, and I've been a part of this and I see it's really effective, called hot seat coaching call, where 2 people for that one coaching call, they're each getting individual time, but everyone can listen in and benefit from it. And the reason why I think that's going to work is 1, because you're going to get that individual time, but 2, you can learn from others, and 3, it shows some intentionality on your part to apply for it, saying I actually want coaching. And giving everyone that space too. And so my hope with that is that people will be able to get some support in a group setting that, say that another person's just listening on and she realizes she struggles with the same thing that the other girl is struggling with. Well, I want them to connect. And so that's another thing I want to do. I'm having a membership kind of directory where you can see each person and their hobbies and their likes, what they're doing, because I want them to connect to each other and not just to me. I really want to create a community that supports one another. And so that's even the point of the group coaching calls as well.
That's great. Did I miss any other features? Did we hit all the things that people get?
Yeah, the one other thing I think is there will be monthly trainings from either me or a guest expert. And I actually, when I mean guest expert, I don't even just mean someone outside the community. If there are women that are capable within the community or want to, I want them to train their sisters, right? I want them to train the other girls, because part of the thing is I think we come into this and we have nothing to offer, but each woman has something to offer. And as well, there's going to be a chance if there's personal one-on-one questions that you just don't feel comfortable asking in the group, 1 hour a month, I'm going to be on my Skype. And if they want to message me there, that question, that gives them that space too.
Oh, wow. So they actually have one-on-one access to you just by being a part of the community?
Yeah.
That's
for that
amazing.
1 hour a month. Yeah. So I'm excited about that.
That's incredible. And tell us what's the biggest thing you hope women get out of this community?
I do think, I really want them, whenever I think about clients or think about women that I want to serve, I want them to feel safe, to share, to be themselves, to be open. I want them to feel supported, not just by me, but everyone else in the group, that they don't just post something and it's always me answering. I want other women to answer as well. And I want them to feel empowered. I want them to feel like if they come in for, a month and say, I want to focus on my financial health and really focus on that this month and that month, being empowered to actually go further in their financial health and reach their goals. Ideally, life is a journey where we'll always be working on something. But if someone feels at the end of the day that this community has served them and they're ready to go out on their own, then that's great. It's going to be sad because I'm going to miss them, but I really want that at the end of the day, is people to feel empowered that they can go out on their own if they want to.
We have a question too, and then I have another question for you. Shane says, it sounds like what she's asking is what are typical questions that women come to you with? So when you think about your health coaching, what do you feel like are the frequently asked questions that people coming to you ask you?
It's really around what type of foods are actually healthy. And, it's so funny because let's say the Whole30, you can't have dairy for the 30 days for the strict Whole30. And that's just because many people can actually be lactose intolerant. They just don't realize it. And so they'll say, I can't have yogurt? Well, I thought it was, where's my vitamin D going to come from? because we've just been trained that certain foods alone will get us certain nutrients. So it's just really helping people understand what food is and what nutrition is and all the different sources you can get it from. Now, am I saying you can't eat dairy? No. What I'm saying is that if you want vitamin D from vegetables, there's tons there, So I think the biggest question is just around like true knowledge of what is nutrition and how to really start doing that in a way that fits their lifestyle. Because women are busy. We're just busy. We can't cook all the time. I would love to. I don't. But it's just knowing where to go and what sort of foods to get when they are busy are really the questions we deal with at first. Yeah.
I love it. That's a great, I was like, I would love to know that too. Yeah. It sounds like you had a lot of questions specifically around like food and diet and like what to eat to be healthy.
Mm-hmm. Which is very, this is a concept that I learned when I was getting my certification. Is really, we're all bio individuals, right? So what works for me is not going to work for you. Like I always give this example. My brother was at one point a vegetarian and I eat meat a lot. And so it was like, usually it's the woman that's quote unquote a vegetarian, right? But he felt so healthy doing it because he actually did it. He ate more vegetables and all this stuff. And it's like, well, in that case, I'm going to say my brother should still eat vegetarian as long as he's getting his protein from somewhere, right? And so that's what I want to help people with is create their own holistic health plan, create their own way of eating, that way of exercising and managing stress and, and doing all these different things. And so it's really cool. I have this one client now who's a purpose coaching client, was my health coaching client. And very much we talked about a lot of this stuff, spiritual health and vocational health. And now it's so cool to see her on the other end after taking care of herself personally. She's like, now I want to help support other women. So she's like started a women's ministry. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. So it's like just helping people see that, okay, let's take care of the basic things where you're at now, but open you up to saying, wow, there's other things in life that you may be missing out on that you've always desired, but just haven't been given the space to pursue it.
Yeah. Beautiful. So I would love to, if you're open to it, I would wonder if you'd share some of your story with us, because I feel like it's so powerful and it really ties in so closely to like why you started this space for women.
Yeah, for sure. I would love to share. So I think for me, I was kind of overweight as a child, I guess. I don't think I really thought about it until I started sports in high school. And by then, you're just more active. So you're like, wait, maybe I should eat to fuel me. And so I started eating kind of like based on the food pyramid, and I lost a lot of weight. And people just started it fed my mind saying like, wow, I should keep going. And so even when I actually think I got to a weight that was good for my body, what happened is that there was a hurricane here in Cayman, 2004, that just changed the way of life. Like we lived with my grandparents for a while because our house was flooded out. My best friends went away. And it was just something outside of my control. And I was like, what can I control? Because this just feels outside of me. I was like, well, I can control how much I eat and how much I exercise. And it was so extreme that I was kind of depressed. So what did I do? I ate less and I exercised a lot. Wanted to feed that affirmation even more. But then what ended up happening is that people started to say I was too skinny. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't please anybody. But I'm glad they did, because I actually was. Like it wasn't good for my body and I didn't look healthy anymore. But for me, it was my way of coping, right? It was just my way of coping with whatever situation was happening. And so eventually I never dealt with that. Even when I got some help nutrition wise, I never got help with the mental part, even though they suggested it. I was like, I'm fine, I'm fine. But so what then happened is towards the end of high school, I was just very stressed out with academics at the time was where I found my value. And I was up to be valedictorian, and people were like, you need to keep doing it. You worked so hard, but it was so overwhelming for that pressure. So I went on the opposite end and I started to eat to deal with my coping and to deal with emotions. And so I gained all the weight back, even more. So there was this shame, there's guilt. It's like going from like eating nothing to eating everything and not feeling in control, really feeling like I was a victim to what was happening around me. And then that continued, and even when I got valedictorian, it was like I wasn't happy because that really wasn't what I was going after. And until college, it still struggled. And then for me, I was a Christian my whole life, but I really started to explore what that meant. Like, what does it mean for me to be a child of God and all these different things? Who is Jesus? And when I really understood it, that's when my health started to change, because I recognized that this problem I'm struggling with physically was actually really tied to what was happening internally. And I just started to find more purpose for my life as well. So I created a small group Bible study called Women of Worth. And it was really about women just finding their worth in everything besides what we typically do. Guys, food, school, all these things. And I didn't have it figured out, but I just was like, well, there's other women out there like me, so let's just talk about it. And it was just such a beautiful experience to, I guess, quote unquote, life and spiritually coach these women, and to just see them for the first time, like knowing their value, knowing their worth, and walking in that power and authority. And so I just knew that I was going to deal with women somehow in my life, however that was. And I thought it would be ministry. But what's funny is when I moved back, I had to work for an accounting firm. They gave me my scholarship, and so it was kind of like a job that I had for 3 years while my husband continued with the ministry. And I was so jealous. I was like, oh, I have to be in business. Like, you're doing things for the kingdom. What am I doing? And I'm glad that the Lord kept me there, because he really challenged me. He was like, well, this is just as good, financial industry is just as good, but he's like, I actually still want you in business, but a different sort of business. I want you to be a coach. And so it's like almost my MBA, my accounting experience, my actual business experience, like all summed up to this. It summed up to me empowering other women to be healthy and thrive in all areas of their life. And I wouldn't trade it for anything now. And I wouldn't say that I would say it's mystery. It is, right? And so I just understanding that I can do something that I feel called to do and do it all the time. It's like as a career, as a job. And so that's why I'm so passionate about helping other women understand the same. And now I'm not saying women need to leave their jobs. I'm not saying that. If they love their job, it's fine. But what I'm saying is your heart aligned with what you're doing in life, in your hobbies? And if not, then you just need to ask yourself, is that where you should be? And so just even helping women and men actually just walk more in alignment with who they were created to be, and explore that together. I really love the exploration phase, because people just start to say, what if, and not what if in a failure way, but what if in a successful way? Like, what if I could do this? And you're like, yes, you could, but you're just trying to help them get to that point too. So yeah. And so that's kind of what led me here.
I love that you started in of all the health categories, the one that's kind of the most tangible, right? Like physical health, maybe they come into the Whole Women's Health Club and they want to lose weight or gain weight, right? Mm-hmm. Or whatever it is that is health for them, or maybe keep the same weight, but start eating healthier, start exercising. I love that you help them in such a practical way where they can in a few months say, oh my gosh, I totally met my health goals, right? And then from there, you help them see, okay, that's not it, right? Now we can work on your financial goals, getting out of debt or whatever it is, but you do it from that really tangible place so that they get that courage and are like, I can do this. So that gives me hope for the other areas.
Yeah. Yeah. And because at the end of the day, it's we are physical beings. And so if our physical body is not working, is something wrong, then we're not going to show up in the same way. If we're not comfortable with our physical body, it's we're not going to show up. If you're having digestive issues or headaches all the time, well, you're not going to be able to think about those other things. You're going to be feeling what you're feeling. So you're right. Making sure our bodies, well, as much as they can be, are functioning well, are healthy, then that opens the door. Well, now I can think about what I want to do with my life, right?
Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Let's see. I think I already asked you that one. So tell me, I think it's $99 for 3 months if people join this week, right? Tell me, which is an amazing price, incredible. But tell us a little more about how people can opt into the community and why this is a great week to do it if you're interested.
Yeah. So I know people sometimes like to pay monthly or quarterly, so I have both of those options. So 39 US up until from today, Monday till Friday. So it's an early bird price, and for per month if they want to pay per month, or 99 for the 3 months. So I think that takes about 18 or so dollars off. And the reason really I want them to opt in now is, one, we start on Monday, but two, I'm probably not going to have it this price again, because the regular price is going to be 49 US or 119 for the 3 months. And so I start on Saturday the 1st. And so really to the end of the month, they just have an opportunity, while it's probably the cheapest price it's going to be ever, to really opt in and to be the founding members of the community in that way. And then, yeah, once we get started next week, they'll be there from the very beginning to just get support from the very beginning.
So beautiful. Is there anything else you want to communicate to maybe someone who is thinking about this, but wondering if it's a good fit? Like, should I invest my money in this community? Should I do something else to take care of my health? Like, why do you feel like this is a good solution to someone who wants that next level of support in getting healthy?
Yeah, I would say if you do really want to talk it through, I'm okay with having like a 15-20 minute call with you to just hash out more one-on-one, like where you specifically are, actually if it's a good fit for you. Because I don't want someone just to join for the sake of joining. Like, I want everyone in it, but maybe it's not a good fit. But yeah, I think it's a place where you can literally get all the most available types of support that I think that I've seen coaches or people in the health and wellness field, do. You're going to get training, you're going to get one-on-one access, you're going to get group coaching call, just a private group community, plus an accountability partner. And so if you're looking to really get started in some way, then you don't have to do all of those things. You can pick and choose. Or maybe you're ready and you're like, I don't have a lot to afford one-on-one right now, but I would love to do this. And so it's really a place to just get started and actually see what sort of support does work best for you. Because maybe you think a certain support does, but maybe it doesn't. So this one, you can test all six of them and see which one is best for you. So.
Beautiful. And where do people find more information on this? Like, what's the website? Where do people go to? How can they get a hold of you if they're like, I think this might be a good fit for me, what I'm needing this summer, what I'm needing this fall, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, so the website will be, it's kind of long, so I'll definitely post the link, but madewell345.com is my website. And so you could go there and definitely see it, but madewell345.com/whole-women's-health-club. So just go to the website and you'll be able to see. Yeah, we'll post the link. But yeah, you could either, if you're in a group, comment or or email me. I'm around this whole week, so just let me know if you do want to talk before, and I'm down to do that.
Beautiful. Thank you for being here and letting me literally pepper you with a ton of questions. I know I learned some new things about you and your story, and I feel like you have so much to offer women because, well, not just your training, right? Like your training in all these areas professionally, but also like your own journey that you have both been, I don't know, I'm probably using the wrong terms, but like underweight and overweight, right? Like you've been on both sides of the weight journey. You've been on all sides of like, okay, now I'm healthy, but am I happy? Yeah. I really feel like you have a lot to offer as a coach.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying thanks for having me. Yeah, it's great to be here. And yeah, that's it really. If anyone's interested, they can let me know.
Beautiful. Okay, we will post links for you guys, but we hope you have a great Monday, and thank you for being here with me.
Yeah, thank you. Feel better.
I know.